This is another story I experienced in my life. I just moved into my new house. When we moved in, we had a neighbor that introduced himself. Let's call him Frank. Frank looked like he was in his late 30s and early 40s. Frank was nice and little unsettling. Have you ever had the feeling that someone is nice but they like to nice or they seem weird? That's what I felt about him. Me and my family got settled into a new house. After a week, we moved in. Frank was acting a little weird. He used to scream at night. He was loud. But my dad and my mom room was on the other side of the house, and my side was the closest to Frank's house. One night, I woke up to a loud scream. I assumed it was Frank, so I just went to sleep. I heard loud bang. I looked at my window. Someone was throwing small rocks at my window. When I looked outside, I saw Frank with binoculars and with rocks, throwing them at my window. As I noticed him, he screamed very loud, then he closed his window. I was very uneasy. I fell asleep but scared. It was the next day. I opened up my door. There was a note on the ground. I read it and it said, "I can't wait for tonight." I was confused. I gave it to my parents and they thought of nothing. A little piece in my brain was freaking out and warning me it was a Frank. I was amazed, but I just did the typical stuff I do. Play video games, watch anime, talking to my girlfriend, regular teenage stuff. When it was around 8, I was tired and fell asleep. I woke up around 2 a.m. I was hungry, so I went downstairs to kitchen to make myself a hot pocket. But before I went downstairs, I saw a gleaming in my house. It was the backyard motion detector. I knew in my mind this was a bad news, so I went back upstairs and put the blinds to my window. I saw the whole backyard. I saw a figure just standing there. Right away, I knew it was Frank. He looked like he was holding something in his hand. I thought it was a knife. When I was about to tell my parents, the person looked at me and I knew it. It was Frank. I freaked the fuck out. I ran to my parents mad fast. I told them what was happening. My mom called the police and my dad got his shotgun from the closet. I went outside. I was watching from kitchen window. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but Frank dropped the item. When I saw it close up, it was a knife. After the police came and went backyard and took Frank away, the cops asked him why was he there. Frank said that he was planning to murder us that night. I'm so thankful that I woke up that night. I always wake up at night. If I didn't, then I wouldn't know what would happen on that night. You just move in to a new reputable neighborhood near a lake and go to meet the neighbors. They all seem like nice people, and one nice old lady gave you some sweets. You're walking back home, but when you turn to look at the lake, you swear you see something big in the water. You freak out and walk faster. It's almost night and you cannot get your mind off of the thing you saw earlier. Eventually, you just say to yourself that you were just probably tired from finishing moving all of your heavy stuff. You get in the bed and go to sleep. You have a weird, disturbing dream. You are underwater and it's completely dark. But for some reason, you have a working flashlight next to you. The water pressure increases rapidly and you feel your hair stand up. You feel something approach you, and right as you are turning to look at it, you wake up, abnormally sweaty. You keep having the same dream, and each time you wake up sweatier and sweatier. You start to feel like you're going mad, but keep telling yourself that this is the safest place you could find a house at. A few months after moved in, you stopped having the dream and almost forgot about it. You decide to take a bath and start running the water. The dream reappears in your head, but you shrug it off and get in. You relax and start to feel tired and go to sleep. Before you know, you open your eyes and you see that you're having the same dream again. But this time it's different. Everything feels so real. It somehow was even darker than before. You look around and see the flashlight and start swimming for it. You grab it and you realize you have no sense of direction. You can't tell which way is up or down. This thought makes you panic and you frantically thrash around in the water and feel the pressure increase again. You know something's coming but don't know where it is. Suddenly you feel it coming behind you, and when you turn, you wake up. Your face was halfway submerged in the water and you sit up to breathe. You decide to get out and quickly dry off and get ready for bed. The next day you go for a jog and in the corner of your eye you're certain that something came out of the water and ate something flying by. You damn near piss yourself and sprint back home. You see your neighbors sitting outside and wondering why aren't they freaking out. You get home and slam the door shut. You start to think that maybe you're going insane and that what you saw didn't happen. You don't go outside for some time after that. On a rainy day, you have to go out to get some groceries. You go outside, but as soon as you step outside in the puddle, you sink and quickly lose the light that came from the outside of the world. You're underwater, but can somehow breathe. You see a light source and swim towards it. It's functioning flashlight. You look around and don't see any sign of life. You swim around looking for escape. It's cold. You lose sense of where you're going. You panic and start thrashing around. You feel your strength drain rapidly. The hair on your neck stands up and you feel the crushing pressure of all the water on you. You feel something go by. You suddenly take a deep breath without knowing why. You feel something behind you, something cold as if it had no soul. You turn around and shine the light on the creature. It's an abomination. What looks like a cross between a whale, a shark, a bunch of other junk sit in the front of you. It's bigger than any creature you have ever seen or could imagine. You know that tears would be flowing down on your face, but they disappear in the water. You are paralyzed in fear. It unhinges its mouth like a snake and everything goes dark.